Hello everyone, welcome back to a new episode of Esoteric Ebb. Last time we left off, we need to enter the pillar. We also got a new feat, which is pretty good. Still never found out what this whole thing was. I imagine it was probably linked to this, because I did these quests. It could have been linked to the Golden Line if maybe I'd agreed to work with them or something. But I would guess it was the Norvikian Resistance, or this, probably. And then this... I don't know. Maybe release, related to, maybe related to you? Possibly? I don't know. And then this, I'm guessing, is just when we're going to be entering the pillar here, maybe. But, let's go. We'll see what happens. Begin the process of entering the Pillar of Jor. Standing here at the pillar, you feel the world upon your shoulders. You do this, there's no going back. The gate might never allow you to return. Make sure you finish all your other quests. Oh god, are we at the end? Like, really? Don't worry too much about loose ends, unless you're gonna act all quest-obsessed. And check up on your consumables and so on. Don't want to run out in the beyond. Are you ready? Your soul is ready. This is the point of no return. You will be given a free long rest once you choose a method of entering the pillar. You will need it for the journey to come. Oh god. With those thoughts out of the way, how exactly do you wish to enter the pillar? Using the gemstone from Ulzus would lock you into that path, but it could take some time to activate it properly. Since you are here alone, neither Snell nor Atir will join. Oh, I should go grab Snell. I'm not ready yet. That is okay. Finish up. I can't get a tier. I just straight up can't get her because we have to get her from the underpath, right? From the Undercity. That's the only place she'll join us, and I can't enter it from the Undercity. Snell I should be able to grab though, but shame I can't grab a tier as well. But I have to enter it from the top, I believe. I think that's what they've told me before. Hey, Snell. Friend.
Huh?
Morning, Cleric. Ready to head out? Alright. Tyr will join in the Undercoast path. I mean, I can try it with a Tyr. Like, it would be phenomenal to have her in the party. But I'm pretty sure they've told me... Like, if you try, it's not gonna work from the lower paths. I was thinking just like little pathway. It almost looks like the ambassador's head, or Regent from so the Spire 2. Looks like one of them. Honestly, Regent looks like they could be a divine. So, all right, let's travel to the Undercoast path and see if we can try to enter from there. I just want to be sure. Since it mentioned a tier, I'm like, I don't want to miss the opportunity to bring her with us. Oh. What are you doing down here? Interesting. Hi. Oh, why, hello there, Cleric. You approach the elf as she tips her cap in your general direction. Received word of your precarious delving. Hello again. Hello. You watch your face contort into that too wide, slightly unnerving smile. She's happy to see you. The roots whisper of the man in iron, how he broke the winter's plague, the dreaded Gorgalash. Of course, most of this was spread by Cocolo Ronomomonoroso after you saved him from an esoteric freeze. Ah, Burr. Mushroom Man's name quite literally rolls off her tongue. Highly impressive use of the fungal's primitive pronunciation. If you cared so much, why didn't you help? Oh, I could not touch upon the might of that cursed troll. Although if I had known my friend Cocoloronoroso was in trouble, I would have rushed to his aid. She mispronounced his name. Nasan. Oh, that was, Nasan, yeah. I remember that was one of the names I didn't recognize. Oh. Her smile drops. Get a grip. Get real. It's not a big deal, just thought you should know. Yes, that was a slip up on my part. I will apologize to him later. She leans on her staff and tilts her cap to the side. So what do you do now? Honestly, I think I need to do something really, really esoteric. Oh? I'll need to enter the gesture towards the pillar. Oh, her eyes light up. You speak of, she mutters and glues her gaze onto the pillar rising up into the mist. Are you another option to get me in? I know of primal spirits who journey through the gates. Even those thought long ago closed, shut locked. You know how to travel? That is not something the likes of my powers. Opajana, my teacher, Hierophant Ofadana. She is one of the few creatures of the Undercoast who knows the secret of the leftover gates. That pillar is no such nook, nor is it forgotten. It is simply very, very shut. There are other gates then? So many. But they will not help you. If you are looking for something inside there, the elf murmurs. I only know two who may help you, two whose influence I've heard whispers of. Kalpeia Mias Pimiasa Tornisan Sitten Tuhadvotinen Svinsky. The Pale Man and the Sphinx, of course. Is there anyone else? Yes. Smile fades into brown as she looks through the mist. Since you survived a trip into the room of pipes, I'm assuming you've already met the Master of Whispers, the one who hears the pipes. Yep. Everglad? She nods her cap. Do not recommend it. Beyond the powers of Svinsky and Viskin, a deal with the aberration would surely allow you to enter the pillar, but the price would be steep. Steep price. Master, be careful. Yes, listen to your aberration friend. It would know well. I'll never deal with such an abomination. That would be wise. Her smile returns. You'll make a good choice, and I wish you luck. The elf understands the seriousness of your quest. She supports you. This might be one of the few truly good elves around. That's rude. What's these little pinecone guys? They're called Minenkainen, what the humans call Vatar. Primal spirits. They live everywhere. I think they specifically wanted to come out to greet you. After ridding the area of that foul winter's plague. She smiles. They are happy. The primal magic proved useful. Good. I am still surprised by your affinity for the primal. You could make a good druid if you stripped a bit. Nude? She nods. Yes. Even the... Yes, cleric. I do not know of any druid of any circles who carry man-made iron upon their flesh. Not today. Not since the Great Split some 200 years ago. Collection of primal wizards in Old Dimenor, who left behind their old title of Circle of the Earth. His betrayal is still an open wound for many a druid. That's right, the whole thing with the druids who became wizards. Give me a history lesson. I don't like those, but fine. In short, some druids left their route to become arcanists during the war. So generally considered to be a bad move and a terrible choice for all the natural world. She smiles. More genuine one this time. I say we need all kinds of people to keep balance, including you, no matter what you wear or what your title is. The elf leans in, grabbing his shoulder. The spirits are watching you, Ragan. Along the streams, wisps, little ignorant flames. Some of them primal, some not. She turns to look out into the mists. They root for you. For Snell, too. And for her, Miss Celestial. Thanks. You said Mrs. Celestial. Is the tier married? I don't think so. Thanks. He's standing very far away, isn't he? Angel companion simply nods her head. I got that stuff from Lord Pooh. Ah. Rakaspuni, how lovely. I hope you got along. Yeah, though I was gonna ask, like, really, what is your relationship with that tree? Fine, I'll admit it. I might be stringing him along a bit. Oh? Yes, nothing I'm too proud of. And some trees of the more virile variety tend to enjoy attention. Oh my god, it's a horny tree? Not the debaucherous kind, mind you, the kind of attention given by the heart. Oh, okay. I have a 10-minute conversation a month, gives an old tree his jitters, then who am I to deny him? Yeah, there you go. That's cute, I think. Something like that, perhaps, yes. She gives you a wide grin. Gestures towards Snell. You're still... Yes, cleric. You're sneering his words, despite him standing a fair bit away. The elf chuckles. Cute. Have you met a tier? No, but I have heard of her. Mushroom Lady lifts her cap slightly as to get a better view of the floating celestial. Golden veteran serving human interests. You must have quite the story. She replies with a telepathic message. An elf serving goblin interests. She lets out a hearty but still sort of creepy laugh. Yes, my situation's a story as well, isn't it? I won't pry, that's not my intention, but I wish you luck, my angel friend. Friend. She lowers her cap and looks back at you. Collecting quite the little warband. It's not what I'd call it, but sure. She nods and smiles. Well, I should be going now. Same here. Came to stop by on our friend. Her lips move so fast it looks like she's having a seizure. You can never keep up. Wonderful dialect. Be careful down here. Lots of monsters. I will, Cleric. You watch her waddle off in a very unique walking style. That's might be my least favorite thing about this gig. All the mushrooms, it's probably second in line. Time to leave. You were actually standing really far over there. Okay. Guess I should go to the top if I want to enter it? Yes, you should. Okay. So, yeah, no, it's here for me. Just Snell. But at least we got to have that conversation. Because, yeah, that was pretty easily missable, I think. I don't know what is particularly the factor for you showing up there. I imagine it's Meriadoc has to leave, and then you show up. Pillar of Jor. Begin the process. Alright, this is the point of no return. Use the Sphinx... oh! Oh, hey, there's a Tyr. Are you just chilling here, Tyr? I saw you approach. Cleric, I'm ready to depart at your call. So why were you not here before? Was it because I didn't have Snell in the party, maybe? This woman, she could carry you into the sun. I'm happy to have you. She does not like to be called that. Do not call me that. I'm sorry. Shouldn't call her that. I didn't want to say, I didn't want to blame Snell and say, like, Snell's gonna be happy. This journey will be a tough one, yet I am confident we shall succeed. Her many eyes focus on the pillar. Another world to brave. Let it be so. Use the Sphinx attuned gemstone. As you take out the gemstone, you feel tingling in your hand. Ulzus was very much correct. The emerald is now attuned to the pillar. It throbs excitedly as you bring it closer. An instant you watch it begin to fade. Look at the gem. Within seconds, the stone is almost translucent in your hand. Then gone, as if turned to thin air. In your mind, a voice whispers to you in an alluring tone. It will take some time, Cleric. Just wait a moment. The gate shall open for you soon. Oh, so just wait a bit? This is a pre-recorded message. I cannot respond to you. I placed it within the attunement strings. Nifty, right? Anyway, this should be enough. I think it's limited to 50 words, which is... yeah, so it's like my pebble. Voice goes silent. Practical magic. The goblin laughs. Was that 50 words? It was. You have time. Use it to rest. Last chance. You sure you want to come with, Snell? He says nothing for a while. The goblin looks up at the pillar. Yeah. I don't know. It might seem crazy, but from everything I've seen so far, if I just leave this be, if we don't pursue this guy, something terrible will happen. Can't be alone in thinking that. I'm glad you're with me, Snell. Yeah. Same. Sincerity is giving him an awkward amount of emotions. What in the... drums? Jesus, you just jump scared me with that. We can do this. I'm ready. Oh, I love my little party. I've gotten so attached to them. You're still into this whole helping mortals thing, it's here? I'm assisting your investigation in all non-environment city environments, yes. This includes the Far Realm and its many spatial formations. So you're not worried? You get no answer. Yes, Cleric, there are many unaccounted questions about this type of journey. However, it shall be done, there is no doubt in my mind. You ever been there before? No. I was born upon this plane. The generation before me did not. It shall be interesting to view a realm beyond, if also intimidating. Right. Thanks for coming along. How about you, Meek? You ready to head into the beyond? Sorry? Where? The beyond. Meek has clearly not been paying attention to current events. Is this danger for Meek? Potentially. That is scary, but okay. Meek will guide Cleric past any trap. There's trap and beyond, right? Potentially. Yeah, great. Meek will help. Gods, I need to sit down. No, I love Meek. Meek is the best. If anything happens to Meek, I will kill everyone in this realm and then myself. Except these two. These two could live. Do not worry, Snell. There are surely no folk-made traps in that place. Only beasts of the far realm. Great, thanks. I'd like to unsubscribe from far realm facts now, please. I am not a subscription service, no. Goblin hunches down and closes his eyes, taking deep breaths. Seems really dangerous, even for me. Yeah, these drums are going nuts. Yes, it might be your end. However, is it not more important to make sure this does not happen again? I mean, I'm sure there's going to be horrifyingly scary things in here, but I've had my arm gnawed off by a crocodile while getting stabbed by like 4 other people and live to tell the tale, so... You must go, there is no doubt. A man does his duty, no matter the cost. The world beyond beckons. Hold the line. Dance the string. It is a foolish thing to throw oneself into the abyss. Yet in this particular case, it appears to be the only option you are left with if you wish to continue this journey. Let's just hope this weird burning fellow you're hunting is a reasonable one, eh? Maybe that you'll just have a nice talk. Wouldn't that be nice? I always change my voice for charisma because it's hard. I feel like sometimes I lean into just my intelligence voice, but, you know. Put your free long rest. Close your eyes. You feel the pillar rising up above the clouds beneath the earth, piercing the veil of something beyond. You are ready. Snell takes a deep breath. Tyr's halo is spinning faster. Use the gemstone to only focus on yourself. I'm doing this alone. I do kind of like the idea of doing that, and I don't want either of them to get hurt, so I leave them here and just go in alone. But I feel like they would be very angry with me if I did that. Am I ready? No. Alas, you shall do it nonetheless. I do like the idea of sacrificing myself and being the hero for them, but... I also want to go with my friends. We've been through so much together. They would be pissed off at me if I didn't allow them to come. Use the gemstone. Holding out the emerald, it does not appear magical, does not glow, nor show any type of esoteric tingle. Until you bring it closer to the surface of the pillar. Touch the pillar. Oh, this might be a long episode if I can't pull myself away from this game. What in the... Sounds like I'm about to play a rhythm game. You soar, the air careening, deafening and silent, profound and debauch. It does not stop. Try to scream, but a force too loud. Attempt to move in a direction of out. Do anything, and you join in further. Treble, drilling, catching, burning, all senses alert, no chime to guide. Try to think about your party. A scarf grips you. An angel is close. A goblin clings to life. You're on a path, carefully closing, quickly cutting, violently pressing. Keep your aim! There's a calming pressure rising. Huh? Your earthly organs compromising. Wish to steal. Each orb and lobe so gently breathing. I love this music. You are dead. Interconnected disbelieving. See it, just beyond. Just like a bell begun to ring. Oh no. The path of yours is just a string. Until one. Ah! Into the beyond. I can't do a scream. I can't do a ah! And I'm definitely not just screaming loud in my house. Not happening. I got neighbors. Hello? Is that a... What is that? Is that a sword? Looks like a hilt and then... Oh wait, no, that's just my axe. I was thinking, I was like, is that me? But it didn't look like me, but now I'm realizing, yeah, it's... Well, this is cool. Endless ebb. Look around. There's nothing. Look below. Water? No. It is an esoteric substance. Look at yourself. You are whole, but shaken. What did Master do? This is... Your scarf crawls back into itself and does not say more. You must begin. Seek what you are meant to find. Where am I? Jor's Crossroad. It's apparently 6:36. Snell! It's here! It's here! Anyone? At least I have Meek. Meek is with me. Can I examine? Oh my god, the time just progressed like super quickly. Oh no. No, this isn't good. You did not think this through at all. I was hoping I could talk to Meek, but I can't even open my inventory or anything right now. You could try yelling. Aren't any monsters out here, are there? This reminds me of the paths that they take in the Wheel of Time series. Fear, deep, unnerving. Your stomach churns with primal dread. Oh? What was that? Fragment of Jor? The beyond stares back at you. You feel everything and nothing. Sliver of light balanced upon the esoteric surface. Follow it. Oh, I know Snell is freaking out right now. Calculate, process, find the pattern. Know the beyond defies all logic. It is purus esotericus. You alone can conquer it. Steel yourself. This is your trial. Heroes don't falter. Push forward. I'm trying. Who in the... Hey. Is that our smoking man? No. Not again. Charisma failure? You are completely alone. Oh, shit. This is a cool shot, because we've never seen this kind of angle in the game before, really. Oh, are those the stars? Okay, those are cosmos. I see red up there. Blinded by the strange lights above, your eyes adjust. You peer onwards. In the darkness, you see a pillar of light. Something beckons you forth. Is it that same pillar of light I saw in the Sphinx thing? That pillar that they talked about? Oh! Oh god. That's some pathologic looking geometry right there. Whoa, wait. Oh, okay, I thought it was gonna be first person for a second. He is here. Earth? Oh my. Is that Earth? Wait a second. Should I... Is this a shrine? Yep, so I can... Prepare spells. What do we want? What do we want? Bless. I don't think that's useful. Charm person, no. Comprehend languages for sure. Creature you touch regains a number of hit points equal to 1d8 your wisdom. Detect alignment? No. Secrets? Good apple. Grease is a must. Inflict wounds? Shield of faith? Eh. Speak with animals? How many animals are we gonna see here? Augury? Eh. Enhance ability... Might not be as useful as bark skin. And I can only have one active anyway. 6 creatures of your choice you can see. Each regain hit points to 2d8 your spellcasting ability. Aura of Vitality. Yeah, regain hit points. Outside an encounter, you gain even more. Crusader's Mantle. Holy power radiates from you. Till the while in an encounter, you and all allies add 1d12 to all ability checks. Give me that. Speak with the dead, speak with plants, and aura vitality, just in case I need them. Prayer of healing. Enhance ability should I want that. Inflict wounds. Speak with animals. And detect secrets? I feel like I wouldn't remember to use it. Let's just get a cheap cure wounds. We're probably going to be getting in a lot of fights here, so that feels like the correct call. What in the... Is that a fragment? Doesn't look quite real, but they sure taste real. Time to chow down. 27 garden apples! Not quite apples. The idea of apples. Should I be just exploring right now? I'm sure I could activate... Well, no, Thaumaturgy's not really doing anything for me right now, actually. Druidcraft? Let's go for that instead. Okay, we're back. There he is. And that's probably where we're going. Yeah, I should talk to the elephant in the room, huh? The cobbler. Strength? I mean, I'm pretty good strength. A cobbler. There's sadness in his voice, the type born from years of watching your children go astray. Hello. The old man works at the counter. Tiny hammer in one hand, boot in the other. Hello. He gives you a glance and a polite nod. Then he keeps working, still focused on settling the strap from the boot. You're a shoe repairer? The old man lets out a short laugh. Let me ask you something. Do you believe yourself to be naturally funny, or is there effort involved? I don't understand the question. So you're not a shoe repairer. He nods and chuckles to himself. I'm a shoe repairer, yes. A cobbler. What are you doing here? Work, mainly. Dancing around the subject. He is at peace. I can see that. It's good work. As long as there are feet on the ground, there are shoes for tending. That's what my father always said. Maybe you can get some actual info if you play along. Make some small talk. Were you close with your father? The old man looks at you, adjusting his glasses. That is a different question, but a good one. Grabs a tong to rip some leather off the sole. I think the best thing I can tell you is another saying of my dear old father. We're nothing but the worst parts of our parents with a splash of random ego. With a smirk, the old man then leans in and says, he read too many books. I don't know, I feel like you can never read enough books. Nothing but the worst part of our parents. What are you working on? A Legionnaire's boot. Not the enchanted kind, that wouldn't fall apart this easily. Needs a sole replacement, new studs and hobnails. You know much about boots? No. Nothing at all? I wear them. He looks down at your feet. Earthguard standards. Of course. What else? Points his hammer at you and says, you know those. They wanted to send you out in nailbacks originally. Nailbacks? Can you imagine? Blisters, blisters, blisters. A boot enjoyer, this one. The old man shakes his head and clicks his tongue. Thank Till for soft striders. Interesting. The old man speaks of an old god. Yeah, I mean, I feel like we know, yeah. Yes, from before the journey west. When our people's homeland in Old Dimenor was destroyed by the Arcanists, we left the old gods behind. Only a Viking would invoke them. Where do you come from? Where do you go? Where do you come from, the cobbler Joe? Not from money, nor greatness of any kind. If I had to extract some point of origin for myself, that would be just a small, unfortunate village on the coast. He grabs some fresh nails from a bucket under the workbench. I was born to do this, he says, and hammers one of them into the bottom of the boot. Good fare, decent service. What are you voting in the election? Keeps working, doesn't answer your question for quite a while. Then he mutters out, there's no perfect choice, is there? Free Striders is the best choice. If you want a good outcome for the working class, vote for me. The agrarians would be perfect. The lack of perfect choice does not mean you can simply avoid your responsibility in a democracy. Yep. 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 The lack of a perfect choice does not mean you can simply avoid your responsibility in a democracy. Very true. Shall get on that soon. He smiles. Who are you? Earth. Newt, son of Toke. That is my name. A good name. Keeps working on the boot. It's time to inquire. Why are you in the beyond, Newt? Oh, I died. I've been here for years. You're dead? Everything here is not so material. You include it if you stay too long. He holds up the boot, looking at the bottom with one eye closed. It's a tunnel. A ride going away, heading straight outside. I've been left behind for a bit longer, though. Just a bit longer. So it's a tunnel for the dead, for souls. We're in, like, purgatory. Yes, that sounds about right. The old man places down his boot and hammer. Gently, as if placing his own child upon the bench. Rogan, cleric. He is not evil, nor are his hands clean. Could not speak within myself, sadly, so I ask of you, please, please, handle it with heart and grace. He is here, the one you were looking for. A rumbling terror beyond. Okay, so maybe you're not Earth. When Strength said earlier is like, he is here, I was thinking you were straight up saying Earth, because I mentioned Earth, and then you're in red, and clearly are important for various reasons. And you know, you talk about old gods and things like that, so I'm like, that would make sense to be Earth. But maybe you're not. Maybe you are just supposed to be like a random character that is symbolizing something. Possibly. But yeah, we're talking about the other thing. Handle what? The one you were looking for. Go to him, before it is too late. Handle it with heart and grace. The old man points to his left. His furrowed brow speaks of decades of heavy, heavy responsibility. You know you cannot ask this man more, for he cannot tell you. Go. Go and face the one you've been searching for all this time. Thank you. You just told me to go over... You said left, but, I don't think I want to go this way, actually. Is that a... Interesting. Shard of Jor. To the beginning. Is this all just a memory? It's fancy red cliffs. Or some type of mimicry. Okay. It's like a bridge and just a bunch of stuff. That looked like a wine rack over there. Hello. What's going on down here? This is kind of where I came into this place. Okay, just keep stomping around. Oh, is there another one? Appears to be. Shard in the dark. A lot of shards of Jor for if I fail all these checks coming up. You see him in the dark. The last sun. The last sun. Oh. It is Gorm. Was it really Gorm? Because that's a paladin. Looks exactly like me. Was it actually Gorm? Yup. It is Gorm. I was right, damn it. I super called it was Gorm. Okay. Okay, I was like, that makes the most sense. He disappeared. It's someone that looks like me. Greetings, brother. Stare at him. He bows before you. My name is Gorn Skaldaman, loyal servant of Earth. He needs your help. I need your help. You see the writhing corruption upon his arm. It causes him to shake. Yeah, I see that. You look like you're infected by the T-virus. Lord Gorm! Touched by the void. He appears sane enough, somehow. So that is how it is. You need my help? I do. Paladin performs a perfectly executed fist-on-chest salute. As he does, you notice the longsword sheathed at his hip. That just looks like the... That looks like the sword that, like, one of the demons in, like, Doom uses. And, I think Doomslayer gets it at one point. The Flame Tongue. Oh, shit, that's a really fun weapon in the Final Fantasy games. One of the great swords of Norvik, passed down from paladin to paladin. The state has fallen, brother, he says and lets out a crackling cough. In my grief and anger, I have made some egregious choices. Choices? Are you talking about the tea shop? Among others, yes. The broken man lifts his helm, revealing a rugged face covered in layers of sweat and ash. A memory of a man. Gods, he says, pressing his ruined hand against his brow. Should never have come to this. Sorrow in his eyes, meeting your gaze. How many years have you served? Don't change the subject. I am not, brother. None of your business. Keep talking, my lord. Furrows his brow. Akasam was struck by a feeble mind spell over 3 years ago. Akasam? Is that the leader? I stared at him for a second. What? He is hidden away in his palace manor for all this time. The Lord Patriarch? Yeah, it was the leader. Yes, the city is now a headless chicken run by our cabal of magistrates. On a cursed evening 3 years ago, the leader of Norvik was as good as assassinated. They decided to keep it a secret. Their reasoning was simple. It was for the security of the city. Without Earth, we have no protocol in the transfer of power. None revealed to the public, at least. Wow, so they were like just propping him up, like, no, he's still good. Just don't look in too much. What's that movie about the friends where their friend dies and they go on a trip and just like prop the corpse up and stuff? Forget. Have you seen Lord Akasam? I have. It was one of the few to be granted an audience about a year ago. Our Lord Patriarch is lost in his own mind. No restorative magic takes. None we were able to muster, at least. Hold on. Are you sure the Lord Patriarch isn't just old? That's what most people think. The reasoning is why no one questioned his absence. However, Akasam was a shrewd man, and a hale one at that. He would eventually be taken by age, of course, but not like this. This was sudden and total in eclipsing his mind. Foul magic at work. Who knows about this? Few. The magistrates, some of the patriarchs, all of them sworn party officials, including me, despite my lower status as a paladin. It's a tightly guarded secret. They are sworn. I like the idea that strength kind of sounds like this character, but is hamming it up even more, because this character is like the ideal to strength. They cannot speak, even with this evil going on. And none of them have told people. They cannot, nor can I. Why did they keep it a secret? They said it was considered dangerous for him to falter after serving for so long. Better to hold up a puppet until the election. Or that is what they decided. I was not in that particular smoky room. Who cast the feeble mind spell? Enemies of the state. They broke into his manor at night, then they got away. The magistrates pointed to cultists. I went looking. Was unable to find any proof of such activities. Why are you telling me this? Why are you here, brother? I believe these two questions have the same answer. What do you mean about the transfer of power not being revealed? Yeah? Enemies of the state, cultists, was kept hidden. He left a will. Of course he left a will. He left a will. Yes, he did. Or its legacy, his instructions. The magistrates and the Lord Patriarch, were provided with guidelines for the eventual death of Akasam. Tell me, now. He grabs his corrupted arm to stop the twitching. Then he speaks in a regal tone. Upon the death or at the behest of his lordship Akasam, a provisional government will be declared. He closes his eyes, reciting the words as they're scratched on the back of his eyelids. This government shall have 2 years to oversee an electoral process, at the end of which a permanent government chosen by the people shall be enacted. This provisional government shall be headed by 2 individuals, with shared power and responsibility to provide full suffrage to all citizens of Norvik. The first individual shall be elected by active clerical patriarchs within 7 days. The second individual shall be elected by all active guild union leaders within 7 days. He opens his eyes. 1 cleric, 1 Asgalist. Asgalists and a cleric? Interesting. Interesting. Huh. I was reminded thinking of that. The other reason that, I was pretty sure that the cobbler was Earth, and still might be, was the fact that it said it has the look of someone that's disappointed in, like, his children, or something like that. So I'm paraphrasing, obviously, because I don't completely remember the line, but it was something like that. Like, looks like a parent disappointed in his children in the path that they've taken. So, Earth's legacy. If either of the provisional electoral processes fail, the individual will be chosen via random lottery at the end of those 7 days. Sounds fair. He coughs. The instructions included more details, of course, but this is what Earth wanted from us, brother. This is what Akasam wanted. He was going to step down, retire, to enact this final will of our glorious god. So they didn't want that to happen, and they cast Feeble Mind on him. So the nationalists that are in power wanted to keep power, so they did not want this process to go underway. So they actually betrayed Earth's original vision. This is interesting. This is incredibly interesting. It kind of reminds me, especially since it's like a religious figure, Earth, but the idea that, like, if Jesus Christ came back today, would be so incredibly disappointed in so many of his followers. Like a ludicrous amount of them. Oh shit. That is why they feeble-minded him. They cannot let Earth's will pass. They cannot let go of power. They never can they? Once they have it, they're like, well, I don't want to give it away. That's why you can't have people that act in their own, you know, self-interest in positions of power with, like, no overhead or anybody to keep them in check. Because, yeah, once they have power, they're going to want to keep it. They're not going to want to cede it. Those corrupt bastards. Yes, brother. That is what they are. Know this. I read Earth's legacy, his last will, over a year ago. Akasam was targeted 3 years ago, right as the election began taking shape. Think about it. If a cleric and an Asgalist were to be put in charge of the entire electoral process, who would lose? Who would possibly want to avoid such a scenario? The Free Striders? The oligarchy? Yeah. yeah, that checks out, This is all checking out, wow. The Free Striders. The Free Striders. And the power behind their Reedsian coffers. Gives you a very tired look. I've worked tirelessly to find the truth in this. I used my privileged access to archives, party meetings, documents spanning all districts. The ability to investigate all magistrates without alerting anyone to my intent. Turns out, the answer was not so hidden. What did you find? All magistrates have deals with the Ascani Reeds Trading Company. In total, approximately 85.5 million crowns in the form of public work investments, guild expansions, targeted tariffs, consultancy fees, the illegal sales of Novikian property, exclusive land licensing bids, key positions within the district bureaucracies, and sometimes even just gifts. Yeah, lobbying is fucked up and should be illegal. The butchering of our beloved city. Like, it's so crazy to me that lobbying and just, like, campaign investments from companies and shit can exist. I have to take a stupid-ass ethics training at work all the time talking about how I have to be careful who I give a commemorative pin to because that might be considered bribery. And these assholes are out here giving millions of dollars to people and being like, hey, maybe you'll vote our way. This is horrifying. They're creating opportunities for... No. This is horrifying. Those monsters. What exactly does any of this have to do? Do you have the receipts? I would like to see, you know... Some. Barely anything. Anything damning is kept under wraps. Everything else looks innocent on the surface. This all... I will say, this does feel... a little too convenient. You know? Like, yes, everything that is happening here is making sense, but I'm waiting for the but, or the something, you know? Because, like, all of this currently is expected. Like, yes, the Free Striders, the oligarchy is basically lobbying so that the original intent of the religious leader is never taken out, because the original intent of Earth was for people to be a little bit more equal, and, you know, for us to have, like, multiple parties supporting us, and one of them being Asglis to make sure that workers are taken care of, and you're saying that the Free Striders are throwing a wrench into all of that. Like, that all makes too much sense to me currently. So I'm like, what's the but? There's monsters. Agree with them a lot. That they are, brother. Eyes flick to his arm, his face contorting into a painful wince. I know well why you were here. I'm responsible for the explosion. The elf, she... Gorm lifts his head. Stern, truthful, regret. He places his hand upon the pommel of his sword. You killed her. Arguably, yes. Arguably? I should explain. The party of Norvik has been entirely corrupted by crowns and foreign interests. He scoffs to himself. Our city. Sliced up, auctioned off. Why didn't you speak up? Break your oath. People would believe you. They trust you. Brother, my oath is not one to be broken. I swore my life to the party. I see. A life oath? Why would you... There are ways to get around it. Not this oath. If I spoke to the press, if I spread rumors, if I so much as mentioned their foul play to a beggar on the side of the road... Nearly tears in his eyes. My body would reject the words, as my soul would reject its vessel. My life forfeit to the whims of this fallen city. His head falls, his shoulders heavy. Wow, so they did like a magic oath. I was wondering about that. The burden, the weight of this curse. No matter what, a real man would have... Nevertheless, a real man would have been able to break it. Yep, see, this is what I'm talking about. Strength wants to be Gorm. Lifting his head, his claw clenched, one hand gripping over the other. I should have been able to. The fact he is telling you this tells you he's dead. His soul is already lost to this dominion, to the beyond. But here you are free to speak. That's immediately what I thought. I'm like, well, we know you're dead then. Yes. The oath is not broken. I can still feel it. But here, Earth does not watch me. Here, he does not see what a monster I've become. I wish he never does. What did you do? He lifts his mutated arm, the flayed skin pulsating around vein-like tendrils. I sought out the aberration. Everglad, I was about to say. We all knew he was there. Everglad was never considered a threat down in his flooded temple. Nor were his warlocks. Not imagine he would so easily give me everything I needed. What did he give you? Power. Yep. Terrible, terrible power. Clenched his mutated fist. A god never dies, brother. They simply fade from our world. That much was clear when I watched him go. That means with enough power, with the correct esoteric ritual, I can return him to material reality. He takes a decisive step forward. I can bring back our god. A divine resurrection. A divine resurrection. Nature and rules of walking gods are not strictly defined in any academic circles. Be wary of anything this corrupted paladin tells you. You want to resurrect Earth? His face grows dark. I can bring him back! There's nothing but pain in that statement. Whether he speaks truth or no, it does not matter anymore. He is on this path till the end. 1,400 pounds of silver, branches from 5 trees grown on the soil of his birth, diamonds carrying a worth of 100,000 crowns as per last material break, and... Paladin bites down on his words. It's all ready. I have it all. Overwhelming value, even for a high-tier resurrection. For a god, this could very well be a reasonable material cost. What makes you so certain it would even work? A vision, brother. I know this is far-fetched, but here in this beyond, there are no limits to spellcasting. The rules are different, wilder. There's an esoteric freedom. I've seen into the depths of this place, and all this time I've spent here, I know I ask much of you, brother. I ask for your faith. Faith in the spell and in me. But I swear, Earth is here. Somewhere. Close. I can feel him watching me, giving me these visions. You don't sound like you know what you're doing. No, I realize that. I both look and sound like a raving cultist. He flexes his mutated hand with another wince. Pain is familiar to him at this point. He seeks it out as much as he wants to avoid it. Ow! Ooh, that's a good line. Oh. So I have given my body and soul, why not my dignity as well? What's the spell called? I do not care to name it, it does not deserve one. Why this reservation? The spell needs a name. And this is what he wants, why not revel in it? Something is off. What is he not telling you? What level is the spell? I do not know. 10th? 11th? Return of a divine spark, yes. That should certainly be above 9th. However, the fact he does not know such a basic component tells you everything. When are you casting it? I've been casting it for days, brother. It is near completion. How did you learn to cast it? Everglad's esoteric connection with the beyond allowed me to make contact with another number of otherworldly beings. They helped me mold a custom epic tier spell, for the sole purpose of resurrecting one specific god. Interesting. I have to think about what Everglad mentioned to me as well, because Everglad mentioned a prophecy that said, like, the ebb will end, and I'm part of that. I'm part of the ebb ending. So it's interesting. We also never met the Hagenshags. Where was the Hagenshags? Where was Hagenshags? Everglad's, yep. While my appearance has been tainted by the far realm influence, the spell is no foul magic, or it isn't in any way influenced by Everglad. This is divine magic at its most powerful. I don't believe you if you worked with Everglad. How'd you get all the spell components? The branches I secured myself by visiting the Curse Lands. The diamond and silver, secured via Ilum. The elves! The elves paid for your spell? They did. In full. What did they wish in return? The same thing they always wish for. Our eradication. The Ilum wishes to stop Freestriders from getting a foothold in Asken. They believe the Earthfolk to be weak without them. Easy prey. They are wrong. But I played into their assumptions. To them I was a rogue paladin wanting revenge on my people. One who needed funding to establish a network of dissidents. After a few favors, they gladly provided me with the silver, the diamonds, along with an agent to plant the necklace of fireballs. You brought the necklace of fireballs into the city? Yes. I signed the paper to get it through customs without inspection, then it landed in the hands of an elf. Pina Athena. Ah, Pina was the... Pina was the one I was able to accuse? The elf in the tea shop. Yes. He looks off into the void. The elf did exactly as her masters ordered. She took the necklace from the shipment on Water Lane, then she made sure the box was stored in the space underneath the temple. Under the temple? There's an old tunnel there, used as a stash by the tea shop owner. Pina Athena made sure the crate with the hidden necklace was stored inside. Supposed to stay there until the election. At which point... Okay, we heard about the stash. I don't remember if I actually did it or not. You would remove it so it wouldn't explode, right? Paladin twitches as his hand appears to tense up. What did you do? Everglad whispered in my ear that morning. He told me the elf had set up a meeting with a Free Strider agent. I intervened. I entered that tea shop from Pillar Crossing, past the tunnel. I found her sitting in one of the booths. She had the necklace of fireballs in her grasp. Okay. It was supposed to stay there until the election. Free Striders, they wanted, yep, easy prey. To them, I was a rogue paladin wanting revenge. One of them needing, yep. For a few hours, they gladly provided me with the silver, diamonds, along with an agent to plant the necklace of fireballs. Yep, put the necklace, then she made sure. There's an old, yep. And you made sure the crate until the election. Were you going to explode the election? Told me, yeah, Everglad whispered in my ear. So Everglad is definitely up to some shit here. I've got to put my hoodie on. My arms are a little bit chilly. This, we might just finish this today. I don't know how long this will take, though. Admittedly. We will see. But I got time. I got my other shit recorded early. I'm just gonna let him speak. The elf was planning on selling it. Make an escape for herself. I don't blame her, but I could not let her take it. The thought, the possibility did not cross my mind. I cast Charm Person on her, though I had forgotten how the elves ignore such effects. All paladins are the same. They never think before they act. She was gonna sell it. Yep. She reacted. Violently. Threatened to blow us both up. Oh, but you probably needed the necklace of fireballs for the thing? That's why you... And the last, her mind raced of possibilities, of escape, of solutions. She found none. This gives interesting context to that elf we found. Again, I do not blame her for this, but before I had a chance to... Before I figured out what to say, I saw it in her eyes. His gaze, no longer focused on the void behind you, now pierces your eyes behind the helm. She had already made up her mind. Fascism chose the path. I chose the end. Words leaving scorched, reanimated lips. They whisper, they beckon, they scream. That was what she said when we spoke to her, I'm guessing. Words leaving scorched, reanimated lips. Because she said, yeah, we got two different sides of this. We have her side of the story and your side of the story. I cast Misty Step, reaching the edge of the room before it hit the ground. She was incinerated instantaneously. Me? I made it out with seared flesh. Closed his eyes. She did not suffer, for what little it's worth. She suffered. She suffered every indignity a person can at the behest of this man. Blue flames. A heat and blast so wild, consciousness is drained from the shock itself. She did not feel the fire, but she felt everything before. Again, I do not blame her for this. Before I had a chance to, before I figured out what to say, I saw it in her eyes. No longer focused on the void behind you, now pierces your eyes. This is interesting, because, like, she saw you as just working with the nationalists and you were basically there to silence her. When in reality, you're trying to do this whole thing to keep Earth's original vision alive, which I think Earth would be disappointed in the things that you've done to do that, but I understand why you feel the need to, I suppose. But you've definitely, like, it's that thing where you've become the monster you want to defeat right now. You've sullied your hands a lot to make this happen. She didn't have to do that, she chose to, but why? Why did you need the necklace so much? What were you planning? Paladin looks at you with dead eyes. Your gut sinks. It conjoins and twirls among the eternal waters. Words spoken by the gruff man near breaking your resolve. There is a fourth component to the spell. Oh, God. I think I know where this is going. Oh, I think I know where this is going. Were you going to sacrifice, like, a ton of voters to bring Earth back? Were you going to set the fireball off at the election where everyone was gathered to make a bunch of people die instantly as a sort of sacrifice? Stare at him. One final sacrifice. What is the final component, Lord Gorm? He does not meet your gaze as he says, the true souls of 27 of his believers. What? What? One soul for each since his fading, forcibly taken into the beyond. Oh, dear gods. No. No! They will be channeled here, to this exact corridor upon death, at which point the spell will be cast and Earth will return to the rest of his people. So you're going to sacrifice 27 people, his most fervent believers, just to bring him back. I mean, quite frankly, depending on how fervent some of them are, they would probably volunteer for that. But he closes his eyes and mutters a few words. Honestly, 27 is a lot less than I thought it was going to be. A prayer. Disgusting. Thus, I am forsaken. A worthy sacrifice for such a mighty spell. Shut up, intelligence. This is what he is carrying. This is his burden. 27 innocent people? 26. I will be the final sacrifice. You think that makes it okay? You're just making this choice for people. No. None of this is okay. That's... I don't want to immediately just go into this. That could potentially escalate. That's... I need your help, brother. Without the necklace of fireballs, it will be a grim task to collect those souls. He holds out a clenched fist. Mutated flesh in a grotesque ball. Will you assist me in resurrecting our god? This is... not something you have ever considered. The death of innocence in exchange for the return of your savior. Darkness in his eyes. Death pooled at his feet. The paladin is doomed. As interesting as seeing an epic tier spell in action would be, do not follow this madman. You have cast so many spells from a position of naive intrigue, where the forces break your very flesh apart, with nothing to show for it. A spell of this value and power, how do you imagine it would end? Exactly as its caster intended? Absolutely not. That's the other thing I was thinking. Everglad is a part of this, and also you have no idea what you're doing. This is haphazardly put together, and you're just raving over here. It's not going to work how you think, and you're probably just going to kill people for no benefit whatsoever. And you're asking me to help you do it? What, you just want to go slaughter people with our weapons instead? Do not follow this fool into his demise. You are watching a tragedy unfold beneath these stars. This poor man has been driven to the brink of the abyss. He is staring into it. A chronic lack of agency, a zealot on the edge of desperation. These whispers he hears, they cannot be his voice, they are anything but. Please speak to this man. Make him remember the path taught by Earth, your good God. Take a breath, a deep one. Take your time. You have prayed to Earth all your life. Your esoteric might, the one thing in life you've ever been good at, is all due to his channeled power. When you feel that might, when Earth speaks to you through this magic, what does he say? Sacrifice. He asks you to sacrifice everything, to give until you have nothing left to give, until your bones hit the pavement, until you have given everything to safeguard every person in your city, no matter their innocence or sin, to protect your people from those who wish to harm them. Who do you feel is in need of protection here? Arrest him, join him, show him. I have a scroll of wish? That could be used to treat? Oh my god, okay. What gives you the right to make such a sacrifice on their behalf? No right, no law, no institution or sanctified right. This is my accursed choice, my evil imposed upon this world. What happens after the spell goes off? Earth will return from the pillar. My corpse will lay before him, covered in the blood of innocents, put down by some heroic Earthguard member. And people will just accept that massacre. All the people will see is their god returned at a most frightening time, saving them from a mad and corrupted paladin. Earth will heal those hurt. The one who slays me will be heralded as a true hero of the city. And I will be the monster. No one will ever know the truth of this ritual. Would people actually believe that? Cannot guarantee anything. No one can. He has thought through all the minutiae quite well. It's almost a shame his masterstroke is inherently flawed. The Earthfolk would rally around him in an instant. But what of the truth? Just hold on. There's still time to think this through. No, brother. You might not realize it, but this place does not conform to the time frame of our existence. To me, since the explosion, it has only been a few hours at best. We do not have time. It must be done now. Interesting. Yes, time dilation based on spatial placement on the coast is something many scholars focus on. You imagine its effects could be radically stronger here in this esoteric realm. You're losing time. Remember your father, remember the pain, the anger you learned about manhood from the duck under the effect of enhanceability. Convince him to stand by Earth with religious fervor. I don't have big strength. I don't have big strength right now. It's daunting. 1d20 plus 5. I do have enhanceability on. You made him mad. You shared his anger. I want to try to understand you. You want to kill 27 random people? The elf didn't have to die. Have a scroll of wish that can be used. I do have a scroll of wish. I try to understand him. Okay. I mean, if I was going to get one, it was going to be a wisdom check. He is alone. Tired, weary from decades of fighting for his fated master. He has watched for 27 years how everything they built has fallen apart. The paladin wants to save his people by casting himself as the villain, by destroying innocent lives despite the pain it causes him. Is this what it means to be truly good? To go against everything natural and decent to help untold future generations? I accept his view as valid. Weary from decades of fighting for his fated master, he has watched for 27 years how everything they built has fallen apart. The paladin wants to save his people by casting himself as the villain, by destroying innocent lives despite the pain it causes him. I don't think that's what it means to be truly good. You're specifically deprecating yourself and making yourself out to the monster, but you're just doing that to try and cover up the massive amount of guilt that you have for this. Like, you're like, oh, I'm a piece of shit, no one's going to care anyway, so I can do these horrible things to try and legitimize it to yourself. You're like, if I'm already a terrible person, who cares if I've done these things? As long as they blame me. You're trying to take it all on yourself, but at the end of the day, you're still encouraging just a massacre on the off chance that maybe you would bring your god back because a giant, crazy-eyed tentacle monster told you so. This is the thing. I understand. I do. I get where he's coming from, but I don't agree. And I don't know which one of these options means that. I accept his view as valid feels like you're agreeing. I don't agree. I understand. I understand him. I can see where his brain is at. It is not good, but it is what he thinks, despite all the horrors involved. I understand him. It's challenging, but I could do it. It is challenging. I have a +8 with enhanceability. So I could roll pretty poorly and still get it. Even if I rolled under 10, I would get the dungeoneering thing that I have. I see, now they warned me about time, so I'm kind of scared of doing these other options, you know? Like, this hasn't happened in game yet, I don't think, but in other games, sometimes you don't have the luxury of asking a bunch of questions. I mean, I guess it's happened when I've, like, spoken to dead and stuff, but there might be an invisible timer right now, and if I just keep going through all of these options, I might screw myself. I feel like I should at least offer the Scroll of Wish, maybe? Didn't they say the Scroll of Wish is, like, kind of dangerous to use, though? Didn't they say that? I have a Scroll of Wish that could be used to treat Lord Akasam. You. Gorm squints at you and a piece of ancient paper you're waving around. You have a Scroll of Wish? Doesn't everybody? That was a joke. Sorry, bad timing. Anyway, yes, take it. I'm just gonna hold it up in silence. This is not the time for joking, unfortunately. Looks at it. Oh, that's probably supposed to say the Paladin? Then looks away. The Lord Patriarch has been gone for too long, brother. And wish is quite possibly a madder idea than my own, however. I can see him working it over in his dark mind. Logic is beyond this oath. I'm gonna shake it a little. Sorry to say, even with that, I am too far gone in this. And even a wish cannot bring back a god. It is only a 9th level spell. He refutes it, yet you have pierced his shell. Remind him of his oath. Moderate difficulty now? Pretty good chance. I'm kind of thinking maybe I just go for it now. Like, unless I roll a nat 1, I don't see myself failing this, right? Unless I roll a nat 1. Because I'm getting a +8 right now. We only need a 15. I think I go for it. I think I go for it. Clinch! I got it. Okay. The Paladin is not broken. He knows exactly what his god is. Convince him to stand by his oath with earth, with religious fervor. There is the horrid truth. One deeply ingrained into the body and skin and the muscle tissue of this broken man before you. This is a man who is throwing away everything, including the love of his god for the purpose of reaching a better world. You can see it in his eyes. It is written in his flesh. The grandest thing a good man can truly sacrifice, would be everything that makes him good. Gorm believes that somehow he knows in his vision-filled skull this string will lead to a worthy end, but he does not know anything. He has faith. Faith that Earth will set things right. Exactly. Lord Gorm. Brother. What this Paladin does not understand, however, is the most awful truth of all. I hope I have made it clear. Our God never wanted us to pick up after him, but his sacrifices. With him gone, someone else has to keep giving. I'm not only willing, I'm ready to... Speak, you fool! Paladin glares at you with wide eyes and open mouth. Flabbergasted. You dare to place your burden upon his shoulders! Anger flashes upon his rugged and quite hairy face. You are no monster, you're a child! A child running to his tired father when the going gets tough. A father who gave him everything. Gorm knows this. The intense rage now building in his chest is proof enough. This is interesting because normally I would not choose a religious fervor route, but since we are playing as a cleric, even though I've constantly leaned into druid this entire time, this is an interesting spin for my character to take, appealing to his religion. Gorm knows this. His intense rage now building in his chest is proof enough. He grips his twitching arm. Anger comes only from a sense of injustice. When faced with unwanted truth, a man's ego will bring him to fury. It is only in facing that ego and breaking it that your Lord Gorm will be redeemed. Yes, our city is falling, a corrupt cabal of magistrates bringing everything to ruin. I see that. You've dealt with it alone for decades, shackled to your duty. They threw away his legacy. Words clamped through tremendous temper, teeth clamped down, voice low. The insidious force of reeds. They cannot be stopped. They cannot be... I never saw him. You did. So tell me. Did Earth ever tell you to always rely on him? Paladin lifts his chin and glares at you. Did he ever ask for your faith, your utmost faith in his ability to set things right in the end? He opens his mouth to speak, yet nothing comes out. Push him. Did he? No. The word snakes out of him, his face growing paler by its presence. I'm only interpreting what I've read, but I always assumed he asked us to be men, real men, who would make it through every horrible challenge, every lonely night, every excruciating humiliation. He is... The paladin cannot form the words. I mean... I don't like the idea that men have to put all of it onto themselves, but sometimes, yeah. Sometimes, yeah. I think it's a toxic masculinity thing where it's like men always have to suck it up and stuff, but that's not particularly what it's showing here. It's just saying make it through. You know, it's okay if you fall, if you falter, as long as you know, don't stray from the path, I think is more what this is saying. He is left standing on the brink, in silence. I don't believe Earth taught us to kill ourselves, so he could put the world right. I don't believe that for a second. He shuts his mouth. He does not look at you. What did he teach us, Lord Gorm? Sacrifice. He taught us to give everything to set the world right. As right as we could. Is that not what I'm doing, brother? You're sacrificing your goodness for what? For an even heavier burden to be placed upon him. Even if everything in your spell goes off, with every esoteric mishap ignored and his divine spark returned to the coast, Earth would be saddled with everything you left behind. That is not... You would... Alone, Lord Gorm. He would be alone against this terrible fate. Paladin stares at the reflected stars beneath his cape. Alone. Vengeance. It is nothing but a son's vengeance. Even a god cannot destroy the horrors of capital. Even a god cannot destroy the horrors of capital. That's too metal a line. I gotta. Lord Gorm takes a crackling breath. His mind is racing. His pain is growing. But he listens. Wait for him to find the words. I am bound by duty. Above all. He covers his face with trembling hands. Last flash you see is of tears upon his dirty cheeks. I have never known a life beyond this helm. My lord often spoke of probability. He saw them through his divine visions, yet he could never tell me of my chances in this life. He could never tell with me. But he often asked me about my thoughts on risks, on how much I was willing to gamble, to sacrifice in order to protect those who needed it the most. He always told me I was reckless, because I would always go for anything over a 50-50. 50-50. What do you think the odds are on your spell working out? I was hoping for a 50-50, but only Earth would know for sure. Lord Gorm places a hand upon the pommel of his sword. Most things in life are 50-50. It is our duty to lower the risks. This is so cool, because since this game is based around dice rolling, like, you know, it's like, yeah, everything, especially in this game, is based off of a dice roll. So it's kind of like a little bit of like gameplay and plot resonance here. It's like, you know, there's the thing that everybody talks about where it's like, oh, every choice is a 50-50. You either get it or you don't. It's just interesting seeing that come up in the plot here, straight up. His voice crackles beyond the iron. Those are his words, written and spoken again and again. His mutated, twitching hand on the grip of that legendary blade. I failed. As a man. and as a son. You can be redeemed, Lord Gorm. You can come back from this. No. I'm too far gone. My body has been breaking apart from the moment I chose this cursed road. Aw, shit. Aw, shit! Tell me, brother. What is your name? I think for like the first time, I'm going to refer to myself as my name. Ragan. Ragan. He smiles behind his helmet. He is content. I place everything in your hands, Ragan. Oh, shit. Oh, God. God. Oh, that's a way to go. Jesus Christ. Do not know if any of this is truly the right path. But it is now done. Lord Gorm has chosen his fray. Earth be blessed. You watch as the spirit is drawn towards the stars. The last paladin of Earth. May the strings forget his failures. All of them. Though he will not be so easily forgotten. Cleric? Ah! Companion is winded, his face glancing from side to side in the darkness. Holy shit, that was so cool. This game is so awesome. There's so many things I want to see about how it potentially changed. This place is fucking awful. It's like I've been running around for hours. You okay? Sling is in his hand, ready for a fight. What did I miss? I took care of the bad guy. You what? Does that mean... He gestures forward. Lord Gorm is something in the distance. Something radiant. And glorious! You notice your celestial companion descend from the darkness, her light finding it difficult to pierce the veil. Cleric, Snell. Apologies for the delay. This plane is vast and full of beasts. Well, what? Beasts. They have been vanquished. I see you too have been successful. Yes, I was just about to say Lord Gorm is dead. I was thinking there was no way that was the end. There's no possible way that could be the end, because they didn't even show up at all. There's got to be some final encounter, maybe a combat. I mean, I'm guessing I avoided combat with Gorm there. I'm guessing that could have ended up in combat, but I basically talked him down. I basically got that ending from a very popular sci-fi game series. I don't want to spoil something, but for people that know, no. So it seems. Lord Gorm, the missing paladin? That makes a lot of sense. So he blew up the tea shop? The elf blew it up. Lord Gorm was partly responsible for the necklace of fireballs, though. His eyes light up. Ah. Right, so it was a conflict? An attack from within. Gorm was part of a plot to blow up the necklace during the election, as was Pinya. Right. But Gorm was only faking it. What? Gorm was pretending to hate the city so the Ilum Elves will fund his dark ritual which would bring back Earth from the dead. But he also needed to kill 27 Earthfolk to finish the spell, which is why he needed the necklace of fireballs. But since Pinya blew it up, he was now planning on going out there and killing people by himself. Ah. I see. What? A ritual to bring back Earth. The angel repeats your words as she's grasping their meaning. He invited me to join him. We talked, and the angel glares at you with many eyes. The goblin stares at you with two. He invited you? I managed to convince him to stand down. Oh. He put his flame tongue through his chest and faded. It's over. A tragic end. A tragic path. I'm unsure what to do with this information. Damn. Perhaps we shall discuss once we have returned. Yeah, great idea, Tyr. Now, How do we get back? There's a man on the steps. Who's the old guy? Angel's halo stopped spinning. That's Earth. Cleric. This man. Breathe. It is finished. You have chosen well. The old man puts his hands behind his back. Before you go, I would wish to have a few words with you, but no hurry. Time is still now. Stare at the old man. Do not lose anything by taking a short rest, I assure you. He smiles. He is proud. You are not yet done. Breathe. First, breathe. I'm picking up the sword. The Flame Tongue of Norvik. +4 strength. Damn. Yeah, so I hadn't adjusted my shit. So, yeah, because I still had my Wand of Empathy on. I should have had something else on, like the pickaxe. That would have made my life a little bit less stressful, I think. Just a wee bit. But, sure, we went down the big strength route. Let's put that on. Flame Tongue. A Flame Tongue. These legendary blades were forged during the Gate War. Many have been lost through the eras, many have tried to replicate their power, yet this weapon remains beyond the grasp of even the greatest artificers of the modern age. This one belongs to Norvik, but for now, you may wield it as your own.